Feels weird. Milo. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have been away for about 2 months, I reckon now. I think most people probably thought I gave up on YouTube and that I was never going to come back and I was never going to do any other videos, but that is absolutely furthest from the truth as possible. I have actually been getting married. So exciting. So I have spent the last 2 months organising a bit of a last minute pandemic wedding, which was unbelievable, let me tell you, like the best. We literally had the best day ever. So I'm now a missus, I'm now a wife. It sounds quite scary when you say it like that. I've gone from Molly Wilson to now Molly Watling, which everyone was like, are you worried about changing your name? I was like, no, not really. Don't know why, it doesn't bother me. I think they're both W's, I still have the same initials, and I don't know, it just seems natural and normal, and yeah, I'm excited to be a Watling, and yeah, I'm happy. So getting married in a pandemic might come as a shock to some people. It's not the most traditional way that, you know, most weddings happen, and I think a lot of people knew and thought that we were going to get married in April. We'd switched our date from September this year to April next year. So going from a nearly 200 plus wedding to a 30 people wedding, let me tell you, that was tough. I have honestly never been so stressed in my entire life. I'm still not over it. I still feel ill. I haven't got COVID, don't worry. I genuinely, I think from all the stress and the anxiety of trying to make that happen, generally made me feel quite ill. I'm okay now, I'm getting like better, but the week after was, yeah, it was pretty tough. So yeah, I thought I would just do a little bit of a Q&A on the wedding, how it went, because I know loads of people are interested. I didn't post anything about it, I kind of kept it a bit of a secret, not because I was trying to be secretive about it, but just because I didn't want any questions and I had enough stress as it was. So I thought I would just get on with it and post about it once we were done. But I know loads of people are interested. I know there's lots of people that are planning pandemic weddings and are generally quite excited to go ahead. If I'd had somebody like me doing a YouTube video answering questions, that would have eased my anxiety so much. So I thought I would do this, and for any brides that are out there that are getting married this year with the new restrictions, I maybe could try and help you in some way. So on my Instagram channel, I put a little question box down there and basically asked people to ask me any questions about the process, day, anything really, and I'll do my best to answer them. I got loads. I really did not expect to get this many questions. I'm going to do my best to answer them, but as I can only film a 15-minute YouTube video, this might be slightly rushed and I probably won't get to all of them, but I'm going to get to as many as I possibly can. Okay, so the first question was, what was our first dance song and why? So this took us ages to decide, because mainly we are not huge music people. We love music and there's always something playing in our home, but we don't. The only band that we love together is Arctic Monkeys, because that was the... You can tell I've not done YouTube for a while. That was the song that was playing when Dale picked me up for our first date. So Arctic Monkeys was always our thing, but we never really had a song together. So I actually asked my friends, I was like, what do you think will be a nice first dance song? And my sister-in-law came up with this song, which I absolutely love, and it's Only Wanna Be With You by Sam Henshaw, and it's the unedited raw kind of version. And as soon as I heard it, I said to Dale, I absolutely love that. And he said, yeah, it's really nice. And we just thought, well, right, we'll go for it. So we listened to it a lot, like up in the lead up, and we knew all the lyrics and we just loved it. And then when it came on the day, we were like, oh, so lovely. And everybody loved it too, because it was new and it was original, and it wasn't just not that I have anything against Ed Sheeran, but a lot of people have like Ed Sheeran songs, things like that, and I didn't want something predictable. So I'm kind of glad we went a little bit outside of the box and did something that most people hadn't heard of. Okay, question 2, somebody said, why did you choose to do it now and not postpone? That question came up quite a lot. I think the main reason why I went to our friends for this, they actually got married in June, I think. They just decided to go for it, and we just loved the way they did it, and their wedding was beautiful. It was, you know, again, I think there was less than 30 people, very intimate, and we just said, you know what, actually we came away, and I think about 3 weeks later we were looking at all the new restrictions for weddings, and we were just like, is this going to get any better next April? And I just said to her, I don't think it is. And I said, I just don't want to put our lives on hold anymore for this stupid pandemic. So I just said to Dale, like, do you fancy it? And he was like, being the laid back Dale he is, yeah, I fancy it, let's just do it. So we told our family and friends, who some were for, some were against, and our friends, some were for, some were against. I think people just didn't want us to compromise on the day that we wanted. But it kind of turns out we didn't really want the day we originally planned. Like, when we first got engaged, we originally wanted something small, like more DIY, more homemade, and you get so swept up in all the Pinterest boards and all the planning and the this and the that originally we were just like, oh my god, before we knew it, we'd planned a massive wedding at a massive cost in a beautiful venue, no kind of expense spared, which we don't really have the money for that. And I just said to Dale, I just don't know about you, but I'm just not prepared to do that. And he completely agreed with me and said that he'd been worrying about it anyway. So all in all, we were both like, well, let's just do it. So that's why we kind of went for it, really. Lots of different reasons, but mainly because we didn't see weddings getting back to normal, and we thought actually the idea of a small, more intimate wedding was probably a bit more us. So yeah. Question is, how did you go about choosing your restricted guest list? That was a hell, I will not lie to you. Without going into too much detail, I think some people genuinely don't like us now. I think we've probably lost maybe a few friends that, not lost them, but I think like they've maybe lost, I don't know. I'm actually going to try not to get upset about that because I find it really difficult to talk about, but I think some people have really taken it to heart, which makes me really sad because it's not our decision, like it's not, you know, what we wanted to do, but I think some people have, yeah. So yeah, it was really hard and it's given me anxiety. It still does now. I still think, like, I think we've upset some people and it's horrible, but there's just nothing we could have done about it. And what could we have done? We had to be strict, had to draw the line somewhere. So yeah, that's quite a touchy subject because I still am quite upset by how some people are clearly still upset. But hopefully it will all blow over. That was probably the hardest thing there was, and still is the hardest thing, because I think some people still are holding it against us, which, yeah. Anyway, next question. Somebody said, where did you even start? I don't really know, to be honest. We'd had the fundamentals of what we wanted the wedding to be like, and we just had 8 weeks, or I think it was 7 weeks, basically just to ramp it up. So we were so lucky, like all of our friends and family are like huge supports to us. So we just basically, everyone just kind of all came together and we just did it. Yeah, we were really lucky. Everyone helped so much. We couldn't have done it without some people. Honestly, we couldn't. Somebody said, how many dresses did you try on before you found the one? I'd say probably about 10. A lovely shop in Bury St Edmunds called House of Snow. I absolutely love the girls there. That was the only shop I went to. I was due in to go to another shop, and then House of Snow had a trunk show of a brand that I absolutely love, who I can now say is Waters. I think it's Two by Waters, I don't know how you say it. And I just sort of thought, oh, I'm gonna go back there and try on some dresses, and I found my dress and I absolutely loved it. I had wobbles, don't get me wrong, throughout the whole process. I kept, if Jess is watching this, she probably will be, the bridal consultant at House of Snow. I had some wobbles, don't get me wrong. I kept thinking, oh no, I don't know if I love it. And yeah, so, but I absolutely loved it on the day. I love it now, and I just wish I could wear it all over again. Okay, next question is, apart from COVID messing with things, were you quite chilled or were you full on bridezilla? Oh, I would say, I don't know, I was a bit of both. I'd say I was quite chilled on lots of things. I let a lot of people take the lead on stuff. So my mum did all the flowers, which were amazing. I let her take all the lead on that. Let my friend take the lead on my makeup. And I'd say I was probably a bit of a bridezilla, I'm not gonna lie, at times. But when you're trying to plan a wedding in a pandemic, it's really tough. And sometimes when Boris is making a new announcement every 5 seconds about who you can and can't have there, sometimes it gets the better of you. But I'd say in general I was half and half. I was quite chilled, but mainly about the COVID thing, I was quite bridezilla, maybe. I don't know. My friends will have to answer that one, I guess. And Dale. Somebody put, firstly, huge congratulations, your wedding day looks stunning, thank you. Secondly, I'm getting married June 2022, best tips for planning and organisation. I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm the most unorganised person there is. I would honestly say, and I know this might sound a bit funny, but give tasks to other people. If you're unorganised, just delegate tasks to other people. That's pretty much what I did. You won't believe this, I literally did not have a spreadsheet, I did not have a planner, did not have a notebook, nothing. It was all up here, which I think was probably the worst thing because I kept forgetting different bits and bobs. All I'll say is it all works out in the end, and all the little details that you stress over and you organise and you pay money for, like our little favours. We had like little Hendrix bottles of gin. Half of them are left over. You don't care about the little details, you just don't. So if you think you're unorganised, you're probably not as unorganised as me. And my biggest tip I would say is just to, sorry, my camera battery ran out. Yes, I'd say definitely just delegate tasks and just don't get hit up on the small stuff. It really doesn't matter. But probably get yourself a planner. Probably, but I didn't, so it's up to you. Person's asked this question for a third time. Really keen on getting Invisalign before the big day and saw that you did. I cannot recommend Invisalign enough. One thing I have to state is I did get a discount, a press discount, for mentioning my Invisalign, not through Invisalign but through my dentist, Cathedral Dental in Bury. I have to state that, but honestly, without the discount, I would rave about it anyway because it's changed my life. Like, I didn't think my teeth were too bad, and then my mum, who was very honest with me, said to me when we got engaged, I really think you should look at getting your teeth done. And I was like, no, it's really expensive. And it is expensive, don't get me wrong. I can't do that. It is worth every single penny. I had them whitened, or, you know, I whitened them about 3 weeks before the day. Dale also got his whitened by Cathedral Dental in Bury St Edmunds, and it is amazing. Like, I cannot recommend it enough. It's expensive. Just for pure transparency, I paid mine on a finance deal. I think I did it over 3 years. Made it more affordable for me. I just can't recommend them enough, especially to brides, because you want to be smiling, and apparently I was just like this all day. Somebody said, any tips for an upcoming bride? I can't believe I'm even in the position to give tips. Like, I know I was a bride and I know I'm married, but like, it feels like a dream still. Any tips for an upcoming bride? I would say, and I know everybody says this, but it's so true, it's your day. Don't let anybody decide or dictate what they think that you should be doing. It is your day, it's your way, and you really have to make sure that that is, without being a bridezilla, which I think sometimes I probably said things to certain people that I maybe didn't come across in the right tone. But it is frustrating when some people are trying to they're not doing it, but you feel like they're trying to dictate your day, and they're not. They just want the best for you. So all I'd say is just try and stay as calm as possible, and like I said previously, don't sweat. I actually can't talk today. Don't sweat the small stuff. Like, the stuff that you honestly think matters doesn't. Okay, now the next question has been asked loads, and it is, how much does a wedding cost? Somebody said, I hope that doesn't seem rude asking. No, it's fine. I wanted people to ask what they truly wanted to ask. So I'm going to get into budget. These are quite rough guidelines, but what I'm going to say is like what we did. This is nothing to do with what you want to do. Like, you've got to do your own thing. But I'm just going to go through roughly what our budget was and what it then became, and then what we kind of ended up with. So the first, I'm going to have a drink first. So the first things first, we didn't really have a budget, and that isn't because we have unlimited amount of money. It's actually because I'm unorganised and I didn't really set a budget. I just kind of said, right, well, we'll just do it. And I think that led to the decision of maybe making it smaller, because before I knew, the budget that we hadn't even decided had got out of control. And I'm going to be honest, it was probably getting to around the £20,000 mark for the day. But that includes dresses, suits, everything. It just got silly. I personally think it's ridiculous to spend on a wedding day. I'm not judging anyone else who decides to do that. If you've got the money, amazing, but we didn't. and we're very lucky. Like, my parents and Dale's parents helped towards the wedding. The rest of it was coming from us, which some was cash and some was credit cards. So yeah, just for complete honesty, it got out of control and it was just unsustainable. I didn't want to be living our first year of our married life on a credit card. It just didn't seem right for us. But again, not to throw shade on anyone else, like, it's totally up to you what you decide to do. Second budget, we then decided with dresses and everything, like bridesmaid dresses, dress, everything, was going to be half that at around 9 to 10. The actual day came up at about 5.5 to 6. The rest of it was all the faff on the end, you know, like the dresses, the suits, everything like that. So yeah, so we managed to get it in at just about 9.5 to 10 grand, which I was absolutely buzzing with. It was all, we've got no debt, it was all paid for, and it actually makes me quite happy and proud to say that, because I was getting anxiety about the fact that things were potentially not going to be paid for as they should. I'm quite funny like that. I don't really like being in debt, nor does my husband. I'm gonna say my fiance, my husband. Yeah, we both don't like really being in debt. So yeah, so all in all, I'd say it came to around £10,000. We had the best food, the best wine, the best gin, the best mixers. When we knew we were going to go almost half the budget, we didn't scrape, we went for it, and we got Whispering Angel, which is my favourite wine. We had beautiful, you know, all the nice stuff. It was just beautiful. And when we knew we were doing it half price, we thought, right, well, let's go for it, because technically we're saving money, if you know what I mean. So yeah, another question. Somebody asked who cried the most, my brother or my dad. That's somebody, one of our family friends. My dad, he was in tears for, he's gonna hate me saying this, he's quite a tough bloke, he doesn't like to come across as crying, but crying's okay, men crying is okay. Yeah, he was very emotional for when he first saw me in my dress. We were fine walking down the aisle, and then for his speech he got quite emotional. Actually, when he turned to speak to Dale about like how much he loved Dale, he got really emotional. He just said like he's got such good qualities and everything we wanted in our son-in-law. You can imagine. I looked around the room because my dad never cries and everyone was just like, oh. Okay, next question was, where did you get your leather jacket from? It is beautiful. Thank you very much. That was one of my most favourite parts of the night before. Me and all my girls sitting there having a good chin wag, and my friend, basically my friend Maisie, who's amazing, she's my best friend, she did my makeup, she's my maid of honour, love her to pieces. She knew that I did want a jacket. She sourced the jacket from Misguided and she did it herself. She hand painted it herself. I'll put a picture of it here. Now told her to go into business for leather jacket painting, because like she just smashed it basically. He asked, where are your bridesmaid dresses from? Their dresses and yours are so dreamy. Thank you. They are from Bieber. It's a brand in House of Fraser. Yeah, they're just beautiful. They're lovely. Absolutely love them. Love the colour. Just, yeah, so happy with them. Okay, somebody said, not a question, but I loved your dress. Thank you so much. I loved my dress too. I tried on so many tight ones, long sleeved ones. I honestly thought I was definitely going to go for long sleeve. And everyone I tried on, I just felt, I was like, no, I don't like them. I absolutely loved my dress. I loved it. And hopefully next year we're going to do a big shindig when the wedding's over. Like when this, not the wedding, when the virus is over, and I can wear it again, fingers crossed. Wedding makeup, mine looked lovely, thank you. That was done by my friend Maisie. She has an Instagram page, I'll pop it here. She's amazing, she does loads of wedding makeup, and yeah. I'll also put here the makeup artist who did the bridesmaids makeup. She was also amazing and so lovely, so I'll put her Instagram here. Last question before the timer runs out. How did you decide just to go for it? Me and my fiance can't decide what to do. We just literally sat down and thought, we've been together for 7 years, like this week actually, and we have done everything we've wanted to do, and we just thought, why are we letting a virus, I know it's a serious virus, don't get me wrong, and a pandemic stopping us from what we're doing? And we just thought, and we went to that other wedding that we loved, one of our really good friends' wedding, and it was beautiful, and we just thought, just go for it. Like, you won't regret it. I think that's the thing, you'll only regret not doing it. That's how we looked at it anyway. So we just decided to go for it. And I know that's probably not much help, but you've just got to feel it in your heart. I know it sounds cringy, but we just thought, we feel it's right, and we're gonna go for it. And it was the best day ever. I've now got a husband who I just adore and have just been like obsessed with this week, and yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll leave all the links below, and yeah, I'll see you all soon. Bye.